Hi, everyone. Welcome back to God's Whispers, a place where we take the time to pause and reflect on the word of the Lord. Today I'm going to be speaking about the Gospel according to Luke, chapter 18, verses 9 through 14. It almost starts like it's sounding like a joke. Two men went up to the temple to pray. We've all heard jokes that start like that. But obviously it's not. Let's listen. Jesus addressed this parable of those who were convinced of their own righteousness and despised everyone else. Two people went up to the temple area to pray. One was a Pharisee and the other was a tax collector. The Pharisee took up his position and spoke this prayer to himself. "Oh God, I thank you that I'm not like the rest of humanity, greedy, dishonest, adulterous, or even like this tax collector. I fast twice a week, and I pay tithes on my whole income." But the tax collector stood off at a distance and wouldn't even raise his eyes to heaven, but beat his breast and prayed, "Oh God, be merciful to me, a sinner." I tell you, the latter went home justified, not the former. For whoever exalts himself will be humbled, and the one who humbles himself will be exalted. So, back in this time, who were the Pharisees? They were the highly respected religious leaders in Jewish society. They were really meticulous about observing laws and traditions, often emphasizing ritual purity and moral superiority. They were admired, but also feared. They shaped much of the public religious opinions. Who were the tax collectors? They worked for the Roman Empire, collecting taxes from their own people. They were seen as traitors, extortionists. To the average Jewish person, the tax collector was morally and spiritually corrupt, the lowest of the low. They were at the temple, and that was the sacred center of Jewish life, where God's presence was believed to dwell. Praying there was considered the most holy act of devotion. So the Pharisee would stand openly, probably in the front, and the tax collector was ashamed off at the distance. So Jesus flips this way of thinking that the Pharisees might be better than the tax collector upside down. The Pharisee hides pride. The tax collector's brokenness reveals his honesty and his dependence on God's mercy. So Jesus declares that God's values of humility over image and authentic repentance is far better than self-congratulating yourself. What does this mean for us today? We live in a culture that's obsessed with appearances, how we look, how we perform. We compare ourselves to others. It's easy to approach faith in the same way. I'm doing better than others, or at least I'm not like them. Jesus reminds us true prayer begins in humility. The heart that says, "God, have mercy on me," is the one that's closest to Him. Some journal prompts that would go along with this would be, when I come before God, am I more focused on my image or my honesty? And where might I be comparing myself to others rather than asking God to transform me? And how does humility feel different from shame? And then what would it look like for me to pray like the tax collector? I hope this message resonated with you, and if you feel like a friend could use some encouragement, please feel free to pass it along, and don't forget to subscribe so you can continue to hear God's Whispers.